The first OG toxic shoujo anime was Hana, Yori, Dango. We may not have gotten shoujo anime like Eat to Kiss, Peach Girl, Aran High School Host Club, Maid-sama, Skip Beat, and many more without the influences of Boys Over Flowers. From the slap competitions and violence to the cursing and bullying to the melodramatic moments, this was literally the blueprint. But we'll talk more about that later. But first, what is Hana, Yori, Dango? The story of Hana, Yori, Dango follows Makino Tsukushi as she navigates your typical high school life of love, adventure, and mischief. This is until she crosses paths and starts a rivalry with the Flower 4, or F4, the richest, most suburban, lima bean pianist individuals in the entire school. But from there, a love triangle forms between two members of F4 and Tsukushi. And as their lives begin to interconnect, we see how their love transforms these individuals for better or for worse, and how their lives change forever. First, this is a quick disclaimer. I just want to say this video should have came out in April. That's when I started watching it, but upon watching Hana, Yori, Dango, we're greeted by a very mellow and soulful opening that straight up lies to your fucking face, like your mom saying she'll hold your birthday money for you because, spoiler alert, you'll never see that money again. It's all lies. It looks fun. It looks like they're having a good time. They're dancing. The choreography is crazy. They spinning and doing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure type shit. You know, it's cool, fun, and amazing, but it's lies. It's just like Wimby's finals expectations.
Yeah, everybody knows we're gonna do it.
And apparently, for Hana, Yori, Dango, the K-drama Boys Over Flowers got even more popular than the original anime. Kinda like Stateside in the Stateside remix, cause Stateside is the best song off of Fancy That. I don't give a damn. I liked it before the remix even came out, and I thought to myself, there's no way that this could be worse than Eat to Kiss, right? But there was only one way to find out. So let's get into the highs of Hana, Yori, Dango. Boys Over Flowers is extremely dramatic and suspenseful, and it was the first, or at least one of the first anime of its kind to do this tactic. Certain episodes led into the other, building up the plot and overall hype for each episode watched. Literally like a soap opera, bro. Like, think about Young and the Restless. Thanks, mama. You had me watching that shit at like 6 and I didn't know what the hell was going on. Or like, this shit really felt like a Tubi movie. Like if a Tubi movie was a shoujo anime, that might even be the title. I don't know. There's also a very vintage, romantic feel that only 90s anime gives you. You know, that irreplaceable, unforgettable, magical feeling. From the music to the glittering visuals to the imagery and symbolism that the show used to emphasize specific emotions and character moments. One word, peak. Also, the One Piece ads visuals, bro. If y'all seen One Piece, y'all already know what I'm talking about. Some shit will happen, and they will have like fucking 20 different camera angles, up, down, left, right, bird's eye view, ant's eye view, everywhere. But I also felt like that added to the melodrama, so I don't really feel like that was a terrible thing, because they didn't do it too much. But now let's talk about why Hana, Yori, Dango is the blueprint for many shoujo anime to this day. In Hana, Yori, Dango, there are many different character tropes and dynamics seen in many popular shoujo anime today and in the past, which originated in part from Hana, Yori, Dango. Tsukushi, the main character, that's literally like the OG girl boss, I don't know, badass girl main character. She took no shit from anyone, no matter how handsome, rich, or powerful you were. Misaki from Maid-sama, Hikari Hanazono from Special A, Kyoko Mogami from Skip Beat, Kotoko from Eat to Kiss, and many more. Her never say die attitude and determination are what makes her so attractive, despite all the qualities others may say that she lacks. Rui, one of the main characters, he's literally like the OG, rude, moody, strong, silent type. Think about Mori-senpai from Aran High School Host Club, Naoki from Eat to Kiss. I had to just come in and say this. I didn't even realize this, but bro, They could be cousins. Kaka. Hey, how you doing? Where the fuck you from, pal? Oh, I'm from Cincinnati. What about you, my nigga? I'm from Chicago, bitch. Ren from Skip Beat, and a bunch of other characters. Tsukasa, another one of the main characters of the show, or antagonist. That nigga was, fuck him. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's literally the OG jerk, bad boy, asshole type of character. He's very demanding, self-centered, and entitled. You can also think about how Naoki is from Eat to Kiss when you think about him, and also Sho from Skip Beat. Next we have Sojiro and Akira, the last two in Flower 4. Those two are like the fun-loving, comedic duo characters that you may see in other different anime. You could think about Tamaki from Aran High School Host Club, Hikaru and Karu from Aran High School Host Club, and many other characters too. Sakurako, the original recipe. The original Sai. If y'all seen Peach Girl, y'all know who I'm talking about. But Sakurako's character can be described as two-faced, bratty, sour, sweet, stroke, because that's what she's going to give you. She's not going to be gone, she's going to give you a stroke, and then the cycle is going to repeat. But at least in the case of her character, compared to Sai's, Sakurako had a valid reason with exposition for why she is the way that she was, which made a little bit more sense, and I feel like she kind of redeemed herself for sure, even though she still was so many different elements and aspects that you've seen in shoujo anime before came from Hana Yori Dango, in my opinion. Shoot, you could even think about in Maid-sama, when Misaki's childhood friend came back into Misaki's life. They do that a lot in shoujo anime. The rich elite students in high school, toxic relationships like in Eat to Kiss and Peach Girl. I even said in my experience that I felt like a touch of Nana may have been inspired from Hana Yori Dango, just like in the sense that everyone is flawed or at fault in a certain type of way, and nobody really is perfect. Also, I didn't say this before, but Hana Yori Dango is also influential because it really was one of the first shoujo anime to have the rich boy / poor girl dynamic, and it was also one of the first shoujo to have the enemies turning to lovers trope and dynamic, because I should have mentioned before how Tsukushi was broke, going to an elite school which she shouldn't have been in the first place, but she got enrolled into it. So her being poor was also one major important plot point, because Tsukasa, Flower 4, Tsukasa's mother, and a bunch of other different people would try and bribe her and her family just because they had money and she didn't. So that's also important to note. Also, this is a very cool theory that I came up with, so listen up, let me cook, and let me know what y'all think. I felt like Hayley Williams may have inspired this like rebellious look and attitude of many of the different shoujo girls, like the main characters that we see. If y'all don't know who Hayley Williams is, die. I'm just playing. She's the lead singer and vocalist of Paramore, one of my favorite bands. But just like her look, like, you know, the red, orange hair, even with like the rock music and anime openings in the early 2000s. I know that may be a stretch, but I feel like there was a lot of like J-rock, rock, VK openings, and just this whole demographic that really uplifted the youth. You know, it really made the youth feel like, oh dang, we can rock out just like Hayley Williams, we can rock out just like Kyoko. And I really felt like that, I don't know, if y'all see anybody else make a video about that, just know your boy said it first. I thought it first. In Hana Yori Dango, there's also a strong emphasis and focus on emotions. The strong focus on Tsukushi's emotional state and the emotional turmoil that she goes through with all the bullshit that's happening to her was very cool and introspective to see and watch. Before actually getting into shoujo anime, I'd see so many times in shonen anime where the protagonist or someone would have a monologue right before they're about to beat the enemy's ass, or just like a monologue. But imagine a monologue about a certain character's specific emotions, feelings, and thoughts about certain situations, including like heartbreaks, emotional trauma, insecurities, and other things like that. That is why I love shoujo anime so much. Now let's get into why everybody loves Hana Yori Dango. The toxicity. So let's talk about the main two characters, Tsukushi and Tsukasa's relationship. Also, I just want to point out too, Tsukasa looks like Ryota from Slam Dunk in my opinion, so if I say Ryota, just know I'm talking about Tsukasa. Tsukushi and Tsukasa's relationship is literally a match made in hell. Satan had a vending machine, he put a quarter in that bitch, he picked those two up with the claw, and literally they just became a match made in hell. I don't know, bro. It is literally not healthy to be with someone who literally abused, belittled, and took advantage of you. I don't care. And some may say, well, if he's the problem, why is she still with him? Is she stupid? No. In cases like that between Tsukushi and Tsukasa, and I'm talking about when he abused her for the first time, emotionally, physically, and any times after that as well. I'm talking about all of them. In cases like that, people may be so confused and they may feel so many different emotions, such as anger, sadness, embarrassment, etc., that their brain sometimes tries to come up with a solution as to what happened or why it happened, why someone would betray and disrespect them like that. And also in a lot of cases, people try to cope with it by confusing these feelings with love, or even like blaming themselves for what happened. This is called Stockholm Syndrome, and one of the perfect examples of this comes in episode 17, where Tsukushi says, "Perhaps I was hoping for this, someplace in my heart." This happens after Ryota kissed her after she told him twice to wait, but he still refused and did it anyway. But it gets more tricky and kinda conflicting because she says she kissed him back, which, like I said, it made it more confusing. But I still think that it needs to be completely mutual from both parties when you're, just doing anything. Regardless, I don't like their relationship, and I'm going to talk more about it. Also, the bitches. Like I said, I'm sorry for using that B word. I only would say it if these people actually are what that word is, and they are. These three characters, I don't even know their names. They don't even deserve names because they're worth less than the dust that's literally on my microphone right now. They literally walked so Sai could run and hopefully get run over by a bus and then a plane. They were literally just misery personified in the form of three different people. They had nothing good going for themselves. They were some hoes. That's it. Going back to Tsukushi and Tsukasa, their relationship is very toxic and manipulative on Tsukasa's part, and is driven home by him taking advantage of Tsukushi's naivety, emotions, and her kindness. And while watching it, I thought to myself, this is just like Peach Girl, but just before it. Why the f is the writer trying to put these characters closer together when they'll inevitably slowly tear each other apart? You should not feel uncomfortable around someone you quote-unquote love or want to be with. No matter how Tsukushi felt, I don't care. It feels like dating Tsukasa would literally just be like the lesser of evils in this show. Cause like I said, everybody, well, except for like Shizuka and kinda Tsubaki, I like her. It feels like everybody has flaws in this show and they're at fault for something bad happening in the show in one way or another. But why is it even like that in the first place? Why couldn't this be like a happy, wholesome show? Why is the writer putting these characters in these situations? And why is the writer making the viewer, us, watch this shit? I gotta take a break. I gotta watch One Piece. Come aboard and bring along the lies. Lies only lead to more lies and misery. I'll give y'all a perfect example of this. Early on in the show, Tsukushi was lying for attention by not denying the rumors that her and Ryota were dating, which led to the bitches taking her to the club, which led to her getting rude and possibly taken advantage of, which led to her having to hide whatever happened between the two of them. Thomas is a just know, and he's disgusting too, which led to the band Thomas being the tenant of her friend Sakurako, and one of Sakurako's only friends that was a guy, since she quote-unquote had a phobia of boys. Lies, 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 yeah. And them eventually crossing paths, becoming another monster in Tsukushi's life. But there was some progression in the plot and with the relationship of Tsukushi and Tsukasa. As the anime progressed, their relationship gets stronger and they grow closer, becoming what each other craves and desires more and more. And it seems some of her attitude has rubbed off on Ryota, as he sticks up for Tsukushi for his birthday. He saves her from Junpei, another character that comes into the show, and his crooks, and many other different moments that make you think, Ryota is still a piece of shit, but he might be a piece of shit with some soap next to it, and maybe some cologne, I don't know. But I do wish during that scene where he literally got beat the fuck up, where he got Spencer from my car lead, I wish that he took accountability and said that he let himself get beat up because, for one, he deserved it, because he for damn sure did, and two, because he actually did care about and love Tsukushi. But I do feel like the show dragged after a certain point with the introduction of a new character named Shigeru, who was Ryota's arranged fiancé, because his mother came into the picture, even though she always was in the picture, was like, oh, nope, you're not dating that little worm. And then, boom, she said, you're gonna date Shigeru, because you know how rich people have arranged marriages so they can keep their bloodline snooty and bougie as fuck. It's that type of situation, you know? Even though in the case of Shigeru, she seemed like the last obstacle between Ryota and Tsukushi's relationship. But then the light bulb in my head turned on. There was a tint that was pitched in my pants and I understood that, oh, Shigeru was there so that Tsukushi would finally confess her feelings leading up to her and Ryota's wedding. And after I came to that conclusion, I said that if that was the case, then it makes 10 billion% sense now. I was like, damn, this is exhilarating. Get excited. Also, since those two, Shigeru and Ryota, seem to be more compatible with each other, it presented an interesting dilemma for Tsukushi, and she had two options. The first one was to let those two, Shigeru and Tsukasa, get married and possibly be with Rui, or two, she could interfere with their wedding and confess her love for Ryota. But hold up, there's actually a secret third option. Tsukushi could enter an exam for a study abroad program, leaving her home and school life behind, starting a new life, and possibly coming back as a changed woman. So, which did she choose? Tsukushi ultimately breaks off any chance of a relationship with Tsukasa because, like I said before, they've been through the wire, to hell and back, and they always knew that at the end of the day, they would always end up hurting each other, physically, mentally, or emotionally. But after this, Shigeru and Tsukasa get hitched. Hold the Benadryl, the entire school sees them, but it's all a ploy. It's all just an act between Shigeru, some of her friends that she gets in on the act, Flower 4, and others. And they do all of this just to get Tsukushi to travel the world with Tsukasa on his yacht, and for them to grow together and love one another honestly, and they're happily ever after.
I wasn't strong enough to be your shining star, and when the days were tough, I hid myself from the world. All that's left in my heart is pain. Always be my sweetheart. Search for your love. I call up to the heavens. Search for your love to take away your sadness. Search for your love. Hurry back to me.
But, in my opinion, I said Tsukasa should have admitted that Tsukushi was too good for him, despite him having more money, power, and status than her. And Tsukushi, just pray and leave F4 alone, okay? You should have went on the excursion. You should have went on the study abroad program, in my opinion. I do feel like they ended the show in a very cinematic and peak way. It wasn't the way that I envisioned it, but, you know, at the end of the day, that's okay. Because like we said before, it was a very picture perfect, happily ever after, more or less, and it was pretty wholesome to see. I was sad to see them go, because 51 episodes of that mess, even though it was mess, it was a beautiful mess, definitely so. And from there, years passed, and eventually there was another show that was inspired by Hana, Yori, Dango. So let's talk about The Boys Over Flowers, K-drama. Alright y'all, so for the sake of my sanity and for the sake of time, we're gonna do 3 strikes and you're out. If I see any DV, any SA, or anything that I don't like, if I see any of that, I'm just gonna drop it and I'm gonna have to look it up and compare the differences between the K-drama and the anime, okay? I'm still traumatized from the anime, so please bear with me.
Strike!
I knew it. This strike 1. I seen the cake, I seen him. Strike 1. She made it rain! Oh no! Dry cleaning is $2.50. That's 50 cents extra. I ain't gonna lie, that's badass. That's badass. Let's go to the strip club and make it rain!
Strike!
Alright, y'all. I'm not here for this, so this is strike 2.
Strike!
Alright, so I'm not sure what they were doing, but yeah, this is strike 3.
You're out!
I apologize, y'all. I'm gonna finish watching it on my own time. I might give y'all an update on Instagram. I don't know, but I'll see y'all next time. And from there have been numerous adaptations of different Korean dramas, Taiwanese dramas, Thailand dramas, all inspired by the Hana, Yori, Dango anime. I also feel like it's pretty cool that this entire series kind of like started a cultural phenomenon in different parts of Asia, as far as like the rise of K-pop, K-dramas, K-foods, and just a general international interest in Korea and Korean things of that nature. You know, I feel like that's pretty cool. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe today to become a senpai or senpaiyette, the best, most beautiful, inclusive community on YouTube. I'm gonna go. Make sure y'all have fun this summer, work out, travel, be safe, and have fun with friends and family, and remember what's most important to you. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye and peace.